Robert Foraker. Robert was born and raised in Philadelphia as an only child, graduated from LaSalle University with a BS in accounting. He worked for UPS, David's Bridal, Pet Boys, currently works for Conley Consulting as a recovery auditor with clients like Dick's Sporting Goods, Giant Eagle, and Alcoa. He moved to Pittsburgh for his job back in 2006. He's been married to Casey, his wife, who's also from Philadelphia for about 5 years. Well, they have Dalton Foraker. He was born September 21st, 2007, 4 years old. And Jane Michael Foraker, who was born April 16, 2010, 22-month-old. Obviously, they're very busy parents. Robert is a huge Flyers fan, but we won't believe it. One of his hobbies include boiling Dalton with no James, and softball, watching sports, and trying to maintain the same household. We can all relate to that, but let me bring him up so he can tell you a little more about himself. Robert Foraker.
I'd like to thank Lisa Maloney and Autism Speaks for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight, and to all the resources they provide to families in need. I have to be honest with you, when I was first approached to speak, I immediately said no. But after some heavily convincing from the wife, here I stand. We come to events like this, the kickoff dinner, the walk events, and other fundraising events, to knowledge share, to network, and to see how different but similar parents handle the everyday struggles that we face. This is our third year doing the walk, and each year I leave inspired. I remember sitting in the audience last year, listening to some fantastic speakers. Another father was up here, a sister of an autistic brother. And I remember watching some videos that were up on the screen, or should I say, listening to the videos, as I consistently looked down at the table because I didn't want to get too emotional. I just hope that I can give a fraction of that inspiration back tonight. Our team is Dalton's dream team, and my son Dalton was diagnosed with PDD NOS at 18 months old. He's been receiving therapy ever since, for the past 3 years. Overall, Dalton has steadily progressed and is able to do new and exciting things otherwise unattainable. And I want to thank his therapist, Erica and Holly, for everything. It was an uphill battle just to get them in our household, but it was worth the fight. Just a few weeks ago, I was reading the paper and I came across the picture of a locomotive. Now, my son loves anything to do with trains, so I read further. And it was the Monroeville train show. So I got it out and immediately took it home to show Dalton. He met me with excitement. I asked him if he would like to go to see the trains with Daddy. And he said, Daddy, trains. So the day came and we went. And he said it was a little bit different than I expected because I was hoping for much more train tables, and it was just boxes of trains on tables. He did get to run a few of the tables, the trains, the whistles, and things like that, and he was excited. But I wanted to make this a father-son day. So I took him to the mall, played a little bit, took him to the toy store, and bought him a Thomas the Train item. Still didn't want it to end. So I asked him if he was hungry. I didn't get a response. So then I said, Dalton, do you want chicken or pancakes? Two of the very few items on my son's menu. He said, pancakes. So we go to Denny's, and we're sitting there, we order, and I give him the iPod to kill some time in between when we get the food. So I'm sitting there trying to have a conversation with my son on Father-Son Day, just asking very simple questions. Did you have fun today? Did you like working the trains, doing the whistle? Not only am I not getting an answer, he's not even acknowledging that I'm at the same table. So as you can imagine, this is very frustrating. I'm sitting there trying to have a conversation with my son, who is verbal, and he's just not talking. So I continue to try to get something out of my son, and to no avail, no answers. So I look down and I see the children's menu, and there was a game in there. It was a maze, a geographical maze. So I start doing it, and talking to him as I'm doing it. No response. So I proceed to finish the kid's maze by myself. Something as simple as answering a question, more than 50% of the time for my son, is not happening. I felt robbed that I could not have a conversation, forgetting to even acknowledge that I was there. You know, when you find out that your child has autism, other than figuring out what it is and researching it, you go through different stages. For me, I've been in the denial stage probably a lot longer than I should have been. I'm actually just coming out of it. It was set in my mind that my son would go to a normal school, have friends, be able to start a conversation by the time he hit the first grade. Now I know that's not going to happen. But that doesn't mean I have to give up hope. Which brings me to our team motto, Don't Give Up. It's a song by Josh Groban. It's a very inspirational song. I recommend that you all read the lyrics if you have a chance. One that sticks out to me is, don't give up, it's just the weight of the world. If you're lost inside, I will find you. And I think that's our jobs as parents, is to find our children and get the most out of them that we can. I try to use this slogan every day because you have to be willing to not give up. If I ask my son 20 questions, I have to be willing to ask the 21st question. So as a follow-up to that, Dalton's been in school now for 2 years, and every day for 2 years, I come home from work and ask him 2 questions. How was school today? And what did you do at school? For 2 years, I've never gotten a response. Until a couple weeks ago. I asked him, what did you do at school today? He said, party, party, party. One word, unbelievable joy and satisfaction that he finally answered me. I actually would like to read a poem I wrote for Dalton, and it's read as if he is the one speaking. Looking out with gazing eyes, I am contained in my own mind. Life is a whirlwind, but that is all I know. Help is not what I need. Understanding will do from you. My life is eccentric, my behavior unsure. Listen to my silent words, hear my unspoken thoughts. Become one with my intentions. Realize the true gift this is. It's a long road for the outsiders, but a normal one for us. Walk with me and take my hand. I will show you perceptions you've never imagined. To me, life is normal. Support me, not fear me. Contain your tears, as I will surprise you one day. And I just like to add 2 more things. When we think of autism, we think what it is, what it affects. But there's one thing it doesn't affect. It may be a brain disorder, but it will never touch the mind. The place that houses the imagination, the creativity, and the desires of our children. As long as this place stays free, then there was hope for a brighter future. And then I also could not end my speech without thanking a very important person in my life. I'd like to thank Casey, my wife, for being an unbelievable mother she is, and being able to stay strong and get the most out of our son, Dalton. My wife consistently overstretches her boundaries, lending help and support to anyone in need. I'm actually getting ready to sign her up in Volunteers Anonymous. Even though her everyday life is packed, she always uses any time she has to devote to the community. Being a mother is the toughest job in the world with a normal child, even that much harder with an autistic child. And I'm glad we are side by side, supporting each other, lifting each other up, and never giving up. Thank you. And one more thing I just have to introduce. Every year with the team webpage, we like to use the video to show off our son, and this year's no exception. So we just like to play what we've done this year for our son, Dalton.
Hi, my name is Dalton, and I have autism. So please help donate so we can find a cure for me. Thank you. Bye-bye.